Why do so many people, just like you, choose difficult games? Why do you spend hours losing, failing, and starting over? What truly drives you to never give up? Perhaps the answer isn't in the game. Perhaps it's inside you. You awaken, and a chilling pain runs through your bones, as if time itself has betrayed you. Your body protests. Every wound is a memory of battles never won. An echo of forgotten wars resonates in your veins. Before you, only ruins and oblivion stand tall. The world has already condemned you. And yet, something inside you still burns. The hunger for discovery, the promise of riches, or the simple feeling of having a purpose. That flame is your hope and your damnation. You ask yourself why. Why you keep getting back up? Why, despite every fall, every defeat, you return to wield your weapon? With your blade still drawn, you stop before a huge wall of fog. This is where your desire for a challenge takes shape. You feel your heartbeat accelerate. It's not just fear. It's that jolt of adrenaline that pushes you beyond your limits. You know this feeling very well. You have experienced it dozens and dozens of times by now. And it's this very short circuit between danger and triumph that is the secret to what makes the soul games so compelling. What you are feeling, the state you are experiencing, has a very specific name. It's called flow. It's that moment when everything else vanishes and it's just you and the obstacle to overcome. When the challenge is high enough to capture your every fiber, but not so extreme as to make you give up, you enter in a state of total concentration. Flow is defined as a mental state of complete immersion in an activity. It happens when you are so involved that you lose track of time, of distractions, even of yourself. You don't play for external rewards, but because you are inside that experience. Every action seems to flow on its own, and the more the game tests you, the more alive you feel. You are not thinking about winning, you are just doing, and this doing is so engaging that it's enough in itself. Every time you grasp the rhythm of attack and defense, anticipate the enemy's blow, and hear the perfect click of a parry, your brain rewards you with a hit of dopamine. It's the promise that, one step at a time, victory is possible. And this is why you go back to fight, to try again, to turn back to collect those scattered souls. Because today's small progress is the spark that fuels your determination for tomorrow. It's a fragile but powerful state, and in Soul's game, it happens more often than you'd think. And so, after countless attempts, you have finally done it. You have overcome what seemed impossible. Your brain thanks you. It releases dopamine, a chemical that makes us feel good, motivated, fulfilled. It's not magic. It's biology. It's the mind's way of telling you what you just did is important. Do it again. In Souls games, this mechanism is even more powerful because the reward is not immediate. You never know exactly when you will win, nor what it will cost you. And for this very reason, when it happens, it leaves a mark on you. This is a principle called variable reinforcement. The more unpredictable the reward, the stronger the bond you form with what generates it, and in your case, with game itself. But the extraordinary thing is that this feeling doesn't just come from the loot or the progression. It comes because you know you have earned it. Because victory, after so much suffering, brings with it a genuine emotion, and every time you want to feel it again. Not just for the pleasure of victory itself, but for what it leaves you with. Because every overcome challenge becomes a part of you, and then something changes. And the more you fight, the more you lose, the more you learn, the more you start to believe. It's not just a matter of strength or reflexes, it's something deeper. You begin to feel that you can do it, not because someone tells you so, but because you have lived it on your own skin. This is the birth of self-efficacy, the conviction built through direct experience that you have the resources to face challenges. It's not blind optimism, it's not an illusion, it's memory. It's your mind reminding you have suffered before, you have won before, you can do it again. And the more the game pushes you to your limits, the more this feeling grows. Every fall overcome, every trap avoided, every boss defeated reconfirms that you have changed, that you have improved, and this awareness, once ignited, never goes out. You carry it with you. It stays in your fingers, in your thoughts, not just when you roll the controller, but also when you face the world, like a muscle memory for the soul. And finally, after countless attempts, you have defeated it. The Colossus has fallen. Silence returns. But it isn't peace, it's emptiness. Your hands are still shaking, your breath is shrugged. You look around and find no explanations, no one to tell you what really happened or why. Only remains, fragments, broken statues that seem to whisper forgotten truth. And then something catches your eye. At the far end of the arena, half hidden among the rubble, there is something. A dull sword, plunged into the ground. On its blade, an inscription worn by time. Disconnected words, names you don't know. An enigma etched in iron. What does it mean? Who left it there? Why in that exact spot right after that battle? You don't know, and no one will tell you. And yet, in that mystery, there is something magnetic, not an answer, but a new question. And so, you start doing what a game rarely asks you to truly do. You start to think. You stop to better analyze the items you found along the way, to observe a fresco on a wall. Every detail could be a clue. The story isn't told to you. You have to search for it. You connect clues, create theories, abandon others. You are no longer just exploring a world. You are trying to piece together a shattered memory. And this has a profound impact on your mind. Because human beings hate a vacuum. Faced with ambiguity, a primal mechanism kicks in. The search for meaning. It's like having a puzzle without knowing if all the pieces are even there. And it is this very mystery that pushes you forward, not just to understand, but to build your own sense of things. Because in this broken world, what you find depends on how you look at it. And the more the pieces don't fit, the more the mind returns to them. It's the Zeigarnik effect. What remains unfinished stays in our memory longer, because we perceive it as unresolved. We haven't closed the loop yet. And so, even when you turn off the console, you keep thinking about it. And perhaps this is the real secret. It's not just the game that keeps you in. It's the feelings, the mechanisms, the deep emotions it has awakened. We have talked about combat, challenges, dark worlds, but underneath all of this, there is something else. There is a series of psychological mechanisms that keep you glued to the controller, even when everything seems to be pushing you to give up. The flow, which captures you when the difficulty is perfectly calibrated. The reward, which comes only after sincere effort and hits you harder than any loot. The variable reinforcement, which makes every victory unpredictable and therefore unforgettable. The self-efficacy, that deep feeling that makes you say, I can do this because I have done it before. The narrative ambiguity, which doesn't tell you a story, but invites you to find it, to create it. And finally, the Zeigarnik effect, that need to close the loop, to make sense of the fragments. And all these elements work together. You don't see them, but you feel them. And that's why the Souls game get under your skin. Not just as a game, but as an experience, because their depth is not only in the dialogues nor in the maps, but in their silent, fragmented way of storytelling, a world that doesn't guide you, doesn't explain, doesn't comfort you, a world that whispers and lets you decide whether to listen or not.